Welcome to my team reveal for 2019. Blood, sweat, no tears yet has gone into this team. I'm reasonably happy with it. I think a few things I'm a bit iffy about, but I'm mostly happy with it. And I'll talk about it today I'll talk about it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should. Every week we do weekly videos. We'll try to get 2 videos in a week. The round update, which will come usually Sunday nights, maybe Monday night, and also another video during the week with upgrade targets. So it should be good. Maybe you followed me last year. Some people followed me for, I don't know, whatever reason. Some people wanted me to lose, so they kept following me for that. I don't mind, I don't care. But I do appreciate everyone that subscribes or follows me throughout the season. I have a few regulars that comment during the year, and that's always nice. So yeah, without further ado, I'll start talking about the team now. I think the defense is really tough to pick this year. Some people think otherwise, but I think it's very tough, and I didn't know who to pick. So when you don't know who to pick, what do? You pick none of them. And instead, at D1, we have Zach Williams. No doubt he was a star before he did his Achilles. So yeah, 2017 was a big year for him. And the one quarter that he did play in the JLT, he was incredible, 13 touches. So one thing I will say about Zach Williams, he was managed in JLT 2, which is a worry because GWS are notorious liars, and they don't tell the truth, or they don't reveal what's going on with their players' injuries, just like Josh Kelly this year. So I really hope Zach Williams is all okay. Otherwise, I think my plan B will be Wayne Miller, but otherwise we'll keep Zach Williams there for now. His value is just too good, so that's why we have Zach Williams. At D2 we have Brodie Smith. Not much to say on this guy. I think he's pretty popular. The rules will benefit him. If teams are smart, I think they will look to tag out Brodie Smith in the future. Probably won't happen early, but he's so important to how the Crows play. So I do like Brodie Smith, and very underpriced. Has around 14 buy, so can be used as a stepping stone. I think he'll make 100k, and he'll score the odd 140 or 120, but also will score some shockers, I think. But yeah, he has a pretty decent ceiling, so I like Brodie Smith for his price. Next guy we have is Darcy Moore. Very thin defense. I don't care about the defense. Last year, I think I ran 1 primo in defense to start off with. Worked okay, but very risky and reliant on the rookies. But I have some confidence in the rookies this year. So back on Darcy Moore. I don't mind Darcy Moore. I treat him as a rookie, and he has nice DPP. His job security is excellent, I think, and he just needs to stay on the park. Should score, I think, 70s and 80s, but we'll see. It takes a few intercepts here and there. With Darcy Moore, both he and Elliott, Jamie Elliott I'm talking about, they went overseas to Germany for some hamstring treatment, and so far so good with both of those two, so maybe the treatment has worked. So don't need Darcy Moore for too long, but hopefully he can hang on for the first third of the season. DPP is really nice as well, so I have Darcy Moore there. Now the rookies, not much to say on the rookies. I like Collins, his job security is fantastic, and I think he'll have some good games, have some bad games, but job security is the main selling point here, and ceiling for a few good scores here and there. Clark, I think everybody has. Hall, I'm a tiny bit worried about in round 2 when May comes back, but I have a feeling he'll keep his spot. I can't know for sure, but nevertheless, mature age and can take a few intercepts. So I like Marty Hoare. Still nervous a little bit on him, but I'm still going to pick him. Going to take that chance. Also Dersma, I think he'll get given a few games by Port at the start of the season. And also Joyce. This used to be Scrimshaw, but Al Clarkson made some discouraging comments on Scrimshaw. I know Scrimshaw's tank, or his fitness, was terrible at Gold Coast. He used to fade out in games a lot. I think that might have been at a needful level as well. But yeah, we have Joyce here. He's a bench option only, key position player. I did read a comment in an article where they said he'd improved dramatically basically over the preseason. So Saints key defenders are a bit thin at the moment, so that's why Joyce is there. Yeah, not starting him on the field, but should score some 50s and 60s and help make a little bit of cash. So that is my defense. So I've spent a fair bit in the midfield, and my logic for that is I think the new rules do suit midfielders, and that might mean midfielders score more points. And also in the midfield, these guys are a bit more reliable than the other guys in the other lines. So I'm trusting my midfield to help carry the team through the early days. And the first guy, taken 6 picks too late in the 2012 draft, one Jackson McRae. I saw this guy last year, and while he is no guarantee to back up last year, he's still 24. Yeah, he's a bad man. Last year, that 3-round average of 177, that was pretty nasty. And yeah, I'd never want to watch him do that ever again without him in my team. So welcome Jackson McRae. Big fan of Jackson McRae, love him. So we'll use him as a captain and vice captain where we can. Next we have Cripps, very popular pick. Number 1 for contested possessions in the JLT, not a surprise, and he looked in second gear. Yeah, he's way too many contested possessions and a second full preseason under his belt. He's going to be very hard to stop. Love Patrick Cripps. Now my third pick, this was really tough. I thought about Fife. I thought about Oliver. Both have had interrupted preseasons, but look, should be fine. Thought about Canelio, but he does hurt my buys. So Lachie Neale, welcome to the team. I love Lachie Neale. He wears big baller brand clothing like me. That's not just the only reason why I picked him, but this is his first full preseason in I think 3 years, and I think he's a really, really smart dude. It was a little odd him moving to Brisbane, but I think I was just reading about Fremantle. They have a bunch of culture issues I think at the moment with players and administration. I'm just speculating a little bit, but that's what I was reading, and I'm thinking maybe Neil left because of that, and he stopped believing in Fremantle. I like Fremantle, but that's just something I read just before. But it could be all rubbish. But anyway, I'm backing his decision to go to Brisbane. Second most contested possessions in the JLT behind Cripps, who's unstoppable. And durability, no one better for durability in the midfield than Lachie Neale. So welcome Lachie Neale. Big fan of him. And the next guy I have is a must-have in my opinion. I think he can reach Uber status, possibly this year. Talking about that 115 plus average. Matthew Crouch. He's such a great player, such a great accumulator. He's basically Tom Mitchell Jr. Before Tom Mitchell broke the record for disposals in 2018, Matt Crouch had that record in 2017. He was probably 22, 23 back then. I think 22, but yeah, that's massive from Matt Crouch. 158 in JLT2. Crows have 8 of the first 13 games at Adelaide Oval, and I think they're just gonna floor a few teams this year. So I love Matt Crouch and very confident in Matt Crouch. The next guy I have Rory Sloane, and this was he's been in my team for about 3 months, but he has competition from Brayshaw at the same price, and I just love what Sloane can do. 9 scores above 130 in 2017. Yes, he's going to get tagged, but I'm happy to take with the good with the bad, and he looks really ready to go. 20 touches in the first half of JLT1 in 42 degrees. I have so much faith in Rory Sloane. I think he's a very underrated pick. So very happy to have Rory Sloane. The next guy I have is a St Kilda player, and when I think about St Kilda players, I think about what happened to Jack Nunes. He was supposed to be a premium. I think about Jack Billings last year. So I am a little concerned, but still, I have Jack still. Only 2% ownership, not getting a lot of respect. But I really do believe in Jack still. I know the knee feels a joke, the any AFL, but he averaged 156 there for a whole season a couple of years ago. This year he's improved his tank, and last year, the last few games, he averaged 120 something. In the second half, he averaged 110 odd. I like Jack Steele. Seems to starting to become a leader at the Saints, and yeah, I just really like the pick. I see good value in him. I think his price is fantastic, so he might become Brad Crouch. It's possible, but I don't think so. So that's Jack Steele. And then the rookies, not much to say. I think before teams come out, I think these are the 5 most reliable rookies available. No Gibbons, because a bit worried he'll get dropped or he gets shoved permanently in the forward pocket for Carlton, and I don't like that because they do have Fasolo coming in, but I'm not exactly sure. I can't be sure on that. So happy to correct that trade if it happens, but happy with the guys I've got at the moment. So that's my midfield. The 2 ruckmen I have, I don't need to talk about much. Brodie Grundy, Max Gawn. So why have I gone Gawn over Goldstein or Grundy over Goldstein? These 2 players were so far ahead of the next 2 best ruckmen. It just means I think we're going to have to trade up to these 2 eventually if we don't start them. So I'd rather save the headache and start with both now. Both have a huge ceiling. Both are going to drop dramatically in price, but another reason is the alternatives, they're just not good enough, I think. Steph Martin's had a limited preseason, but he says he's feeling really good at the moment. And also Todd Goldstein, bit unknown. We didn't see enough of him in the JLT, but in the one game he did play, he looked fantastic. Nevertheless, I don't want to stuff around, and I'm happy to pay what I have for these 2 ruckmen. Also have Bynes as the loophole. He looks like the best loophole option. In case we want to pick Westhoff later on in the forward line, we can help cover the rucks there. No doubt the forward line has been the biggest headache this year, by far. D1, I don't have to say anything. It's the king, Patrick Dangerfield. Second, we have I Dream of Heaney. First full preseason, I think ever for him. So yeah, love Isaac Heaney. Might have to go forward a little bit early if Buddy doesn't play, but not gonna worry too much about that. Love Isaac Heaney. F3 was very difficult. I've almost picked Josh Dunkley because of his JLT2, and I think with the news McLean's going to play forward a lot more. But I've come to the conclusion that my F3 will be Jack Billings. Now, I am the president of the Jack Billings hater club. I don't hate the guy, but last year I trashed him a little bit. But for his price, he's not even a midfielder. He's just a pure forward. He's going to play a lot more midfield time this year. And for the past 2 years, 1.5 of those years, he's averaged 93-ish or something like that. So his price, if this pick fails, and he has a very soft early first 4 rounds, I'll give him a few chances after those first 4 rounds, provided he delivers against weak teams. If his scoring starts going pathetically low, like 50s and 60s, I have no patience. He'll be out. But for his price, I think it's not too bad. So I'm going to run with Jack Billings, and God help me, I think. I don't have the scars that people had last year with Jack Billings because I didn't have him, but maybe I'll have some new scars by the end of this year. And my F4, the most fun guy ever, it's Jack Higgins. Am I confident in this pick? Not really, but for his price, I think he'll get a little bit more midfield time than last year. He kicks plenty of goals up forward. He has an incredible goal sense, I think. And for his first year, in the second half, he averaged 82. And that's huge. I'm not sure if any first-year player from the draft has ever done that in a half of a year. So that's why I have Jack Higgins. Not expecting major things from Jack Higgins, but for his price, we can always fix it later down the track. And it does. Running Billings and Higgins allows me to spend big in the midfield and spend big in the rucks. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you like the team. If you don't, that's fine. I understand with Billings and Higgins at F3 and F4, it doesn't look pretty, but I'm okay with it. Billings might turn into Dunkley and Steele might turn into Brad Crouch, but we'll see what happens. So till then, thanks for watching, and see you guys soon.